The Human Edge. Understanding Manipulation. Prologue. Humans, not weakness. Ava's phone buzzed before sunrise. The headline screamed, "Immediate danger. Experts warn of urgent threat." Her heart raced. Every instinct screamed to act. She jumped out of bed, frantically checking her surroundings, packing supplies, and imagining worst-case scenarios. Hours later, she realized the threat was exaggerated, designed to provoke fear. It wasn't weakness that had seized her, it was her humanity. Our brains are wired to respond quickly under perceived danger. Manipulation works because humans are adaptive, not weak. Understanding this is the first step to reclaiming control over our lives. Chapter 1. The Brain's Need for Speed. Jamal had just opened an email that promised a dream job, but with a catch: respond within 24 hours or lose the opportunity. Panic surged. His heart pounded, hands shaking as he typed a response, almost accepting without thinking. Something inside him, a whisper of reason, made him pause. He researched the company and realized the listing had been online for weeks. The urgency was a psychological trap, exploiting his brain's need for speed. Humans evolved to make fast decisions under pressure. This trait kept early humans alive when predators struck without warning. In the modern world, though, fast reactions can be hijacked by marketers, manipulative friends, and sensationalized media. Awareness and reflection are essential to counter this. Practical reflection. Recall a recent decision made under pressure. How would pausing have changed the outcome? Chapter 2. Confirmation Bias. Comfort in Familiarity. Scrolling through Instagram, Leah was bombarded with posts promoting a miracle diet for chronic fatigue. Every post reinforced her hopes that a simple solution existed. Her rational mind was muted by the comfort of familiarity. Only when her friend, an epidemiologist, encouraged her to check peer-reviewed research did she realize she had been selectively absorbing information that confirmed her existing beliefs. Confirmation bias is the tendency to favor information that aligns with pre-existing beliefs, reducing cognitive dissonance but increasing susceptibility to manipulation. Manipulators exploit this through social media echo chambers, targeted advertising, and selective messaging. Reflection. Exercise. Identify one belief you hold strongly. Seek a credible opposing viewpoint. Notice your feelings. Does your perspective shift? Chapter 3. Anchoring Effect. First impressions that stick. Alex had just received a job offer, $50,000. From that moment, every negotiation, every thought about fairness was measured against that number. It anchored his expectations, subtly limiting his perception of value. Only by researching industry standards and comparing other offers did he gain clarity. The anchoring effect occurs when the first piece of information sets a reference point, heavily influencing subsequent judgments. Manipulators use this in pricing, negotiations, and political messaging. Reflection exercise. Identify a recent anchor in your life. Would your decision have been different without it? Sarah loved to travel, but after scrolling through endless posts about plane crashes, her anxiety skyrocketed. The vivid stories made rare events feel common. Despite the statistical safety of air travel, her brain treated the fear as immediate reality. This is the availability heuristic. The mind judges likelihood based on how easily examples come to mind. Repetition and vividness skew perception. Manipulators exploit this with sensational headlines, viral posts, and repeated messaging. Reflection exercise. List fears influenced by media exposure. Research real statistics. Compare perception versus reality. Nina's friend asked for a loan. "If you really cared, you'd help me." Her heart raced. Her rational mind shut down. Guilt surged, threatening to override her boundaries. But she paused, identified the emotional manipulation, and responded, "I care, but I cannot lend money right now." Emotional hijacking occurs when feelings, fear, guilt, flattery, love, suppress rational decision-making. Recognizing emotional triggers and preparing counter-responses restores control. Reflection. Exercise. Identify a recent emotional trigger. Draft a neutral response for future situations. Practice it aloud. Real-world applications. Manipulation wasn't just theory. It was woven into daily life, invisible yet powerful. Ava, scrolling through her morning newsfeed, saw the same headline repeated across multiple outlets. Panic as new health threat spreads rapidly. Her pulse quickened. Every notification ding made her flinch. Grocery stores were already running out of essentials. Her rational mind shouted, "Check the facts!" But the emotional pull was irresistible. Meanwhile, Alex walked past a store window plastered with neon signs. Limited edition. Only 50 available. He felt the familiar surge of urgency. Weeks of research on impulse buying and marketing manipulation couldn't override the social pressure. By the time he returned, the sneakers were sold out. Proof that scarcity and repetition had hijacked his decision-making. Even in personal relationships, manipulation lurked. Jamal's co-worker praised him effusively, then subtly undermined him, leaving Jamal unsure of his own competence. Leah's friend asked for favors with guilt-laden phrasing. "If you really cared, you'd help me." Nina noticed how carefully her partner twisted memories during arguments, leaving her doubting herself. Psychological insight. Manipulation operates through cognitive biases, emotional triggers, and social influence. Awareness is the first tool in reclaiming control. Real-world manipulation often combines cognitive biases, quick judgments based on incomplete or skewed information, emotional hijacks, fear, guilt, or flattery that suppress rational thought, social influence, pressure from peers, media, or authority figures. Reflection. Exercise. Recall one manipulative experience this week. Classify it as cognitive bias, emotional hijack, social influence. Write it in your journal and consider how the outcome might have changed with awareness. Chapter 7. Strategies for Resistance. Maya had spent the past few weeks practicing the strategies she learned. Her friend called again, pressing her to volunteer for a weekend fundraiser. Normally, guilt would have forced her into agreeing, but this time, Maya paused. She recognized the emotional tug immediately and recalled the counter-script she had prepared.
"I'm unavailable this weekend. I hope you understand."
Her friend looked surprised but smiled, accepting the answer. Maya felt a rush of empowerment. Boundaries were not walls. They were instruments of control and self-respect. Resistance flow, your toolkit. Awareness. Recognize when you are being manipulated. Pause. Stop automatic reactions. Take a breath. Verify. Seek facts, data, or second opinions. Identify. Name the bias, trigger, or tactic. Counterscript. Prepare a neutral, assertive response. Perspective. Consult trusted friends or mentors. Reflection. Journal experiences to strengthen resilience. Reflection. Exercise. Apply this flow to a personal scenario. Document each step. What triggered the manipulation? Which stage did you implement effectively? How did your reaction differ from previous experiences? Chapter 8. Empowerment through understanding. Knowledge transforms vulnerability into resilience. The brain's natural tendencies, fast thinking, emotional reactivity, and social conformity, aren't weaknesses. They are survival mechanisms. Manipulators exploit these traits, but with awareness and practice, humans can reclaim autonomy. Ava, Jamal, Leah, Alex, Sarah, and Nina had each faced manipulation in different forms. Together, their experiences illustrated a universal truth. Humans are adaptive, capable, and resilient when armed with understanding.